Hello and welcome back to Marine for TCG. My name is Joe. There are two drinks of the day, both mango with extra pulp and passion fruit drink, Focco edition. Focco off. Today, I've been playing Black Luffy out of OP17. Now, I really don't know exactly which way I want to go with this leader, so I've actually got 3 different lists, and we've got one game with each of them in this video. I've got a list that's more focused around using pirate docking alongside the Thousand Sunny stage to try and get extra value out of, that card just being very, very good. And I will say that build excels at not being quite so shit on odds, because this deck really does like seconds. But pirate docking on 5 gives you just a really solid play, especially if you've already found stage. I've also got a build that's trying out the 6-cost Robin. The idea of this one is that hand snipe between the Robin and the Brook. Maybe we can scam a load of cards out of our opponent's hands and try and win that way. I don't know, just something I thought worth trying because this Robin is locked to both Luffy and Koala. So there's not been many decks you've actually been able to use this card in at all. And finally, I've got a removal build, which I think may well just be better in Lucci, in all honesty. But the combination of using cards like Tempest Kick and the new, whatever this event is called, with things like Loki and mainly just Loki, but also the other event, Gum King Kong something or other. It's an idea to try and be able to remove big boards. I think all these builds have their strengths and weaknesses, and let's jump into the sim and talk about the lists. But first, on the 16th of August, Sleeve Chief have not only a restock and upgrade of their existing Cherry Blossom binder, now with pink pages inside, what a treat, but also the release of the new gold and blue themed Night Blossom binder. Both of these will be releasing on the 16th of August, and if you want to get 5% extra off, you can use code MARINE. Thank you to Sleeve Chief for sponsoring this video. This is the first build. This is the docking build. The idea of this build is that Thousand Sunny buffs your pirate docking to 12 cost, making it a blocker, and then that 12 cost being there activates all the effects of your Robin, your Brook, your Usopp, making them all 5,000 power. That's the idea, and then this just obviously gets insane value on 5. Developing a 12/7 and a 2 cost out of the trash, and you get some mills, which is nice for consistency later on. This is just sort of basing more around this docking card. This feels like the most sort of streamlined, straightforward way to play this deck. There will be lists that don't play this or the stage at all and just play only elbaf cards, I think. But this feels at least like a more simple build of this deck, where you're just playing the Straw Hat crew alongside some of these big giants as blockers. The Robin build is not much different. It just kind of plays this Robin and doesn't play docking or stage, of course. The nice thing about this is that it gives you another good play on 6 if you don't have Loki, which is one problem this deck sometimes comes into. You have a good amount of searchers and drawers, but sometimes you don't find your Loki, so your Robin is a nice alternative. You also have slightly less bricks because you're not playing the stage. I think the downside of this build are you can't search this card easily. You can grab it with Gerd, but you don't really want to play Gerd on 4. You want to play Saul on 4. So it can be a little hard to find the right timing to use this card. I do think late game can sometimes be clutch, and into decks that have a lower hand size, things like Linlin or even something like an Ace, this is where this build might be more promising. But in all honesty, this is the build that I think is potentially the weakest, because I just haven't found that much timing to use this Robin. And finally, we've got a removal build. This one's a bit more wacky, and I've got a bunch of different cards in here. You can see the deck list gone down to 3 lines. The idea of this build is Loki is great removal, and removal's actually not that bad right now in the format. So we're playing a couple of these cards, which is elbaf searchable and can give -1 across the board. You can combine this also with Gum King Kong Pistol, which is a 7-don event. It's basically Raging Tiger, but both of these are also counter events, which is cool. So you have a little bit more defense with this build. And if you can combo these events together, or with Loki and with Tempest Kick, which can give -3 and draw a card, that's the idea, is that we can have a bit of removal in this build. I think the strengths of this build are, if you can pull off these combos, Loki removing like a 7 cost, that feels insane. I had one game where unfortunately I wasn't recording. I was playing into a Shanks player, and he played out his Beckman on 7, and I responded with Tempest Kick Loki and removed his Beckman, and It's such a big swing. That's such a big swing. So that's the strength of this build. The weaknesses of this build, I think, are it's a bit more inconsistent and combo reliant. If you don't see these cards on turns where you're happy to Loki, or turns where you have a Loki, then these cards just kind of don't do anything. Yes, you can combo King Kong Pistol with Tempest Kick, but again, I've not really found myself in too many positions where I have this many events in my hand, because this is also unsearchable. Like, you can draw it off Sanji and Nami for sure, but you can't find it off Saul, you can't find it off Usopp. So it's not been as consistent, this build, as the other two, just because you've got more combo pieces. But I do think the removal is pretty interesting. I also think it's possible that this build is just better in elbaf Lucci, which Jostria's Boosters did a video on a while back. So check out his channel if you want to see how elbaf Lucci looks. With all that said, I've got one game with each of these lists, and let's just jump into them. Got to go into rocks. Let's take second. Usopp. Not a ton of follow-up. The Luffy on 8 is great, but we've got nothing until then. We do have Usopp, Nami, Sandy. That's a lot of draw. That's a lot of draw. Let's go with the keep. I think this is playable. Okay, well that certainly makes it a lot more playable. We'll go with the Usopp in the first instance. I think I'm just grabbing another Usopp. Second Saul is okay, but I'd prefer... Second Saul is okay. Maybe we take Second Saul. If I find Loki or Docking, though, I'd rather do either of them. Am I ever going to play this Usopp? No. We'll just take the Saul. It's fine. If we whiff Loki on 6, then we can just play a Second Saul. It's chill. Trash John, revealed Don Marlon, if you like. We'll take there. Another Usopp, there's Don Marlon at no value. Okay, Docking, I'm now regretting this all, but what can you do? We'll go 5 leader. Now, if I had a Zoro, I'd be tempted to play out 2/2 drops here. We could go Sanji Zoro, something like that, to prevent any removal. This guy being here is a little annoying, but not too annoying. We'll just go with the Saul. Gonna take the Zoro here. This in trash is nice. We might need to play this out at some point, but once he gets past this turn, Gloriosa falls off pretty quick. We'll go 5/5. And he'll probably need to counter this one if he can. I lied. Five here. Trashes this, reveals this. What did he show us last turn? He showed us Don Marlon and then played it immediately for no value. I mean, this is probably Mama, maybe Gloriosa. I'm happy to block. Just take the freebie. Yep. How many 1Ks do I have? I think I'm happy to take one more. Okay, boat Docking is a really good combo that turn. Do we trash here? I don't really want the Saul. Denying him 2 cards feels okay here, actually. I don't want the Saul in hand anyway. And we can fairly happily just toss like the Nami. What's in here, actually? Usopp. Yeah, we can bring back Usopp again. I think I'm going to choose to trash. Is that true? Yeah, I think I'm going to choose to trash too. Trash Saul and Nami. I don't want to give him the draws. He didn't counter any swings last turn, which is a little scary for him in my eyes. We'll go 5 leader. Got to start countering soon. I know he's the Linlin effect now, so it is what it is. I'm using all my dons this turn anyway. We have, what do we have? We have Robin or Usopp. It's just going to be bring back Usopp here. So we'll go another 5. Must have a 2k. Do you seriously not have a 2k? That's crazy if he doesn't. I mean, it is rocks, right? Oh, yeah, he showed us one, didn't he? Was it this one he showed us? I think it was. No, he showed us the other one. So he does have 2Ks. He's just been a little greedy with a life. We'll play this. Then we'll play this. Use the card action. Bring back... Well, we can bring back Brook now. I think our hand, though, is more important than sniping one brick out of his, because he's so many bricks, right? Loki, don't rate it. I think I'll just grab another. Let's grab Rodo for a bit of variety, and then pass. I'm not that worried about, yeah. So this is the Shiki turn. Whether he has Shiki or not, yeah, is big. Shiki here is very good. We're not blocking that one. That's fine. 5-3. Trash is Glorioso, shows us Linlin. Will he trash off Shiki? Trash the Kyo. Yeah, it makes sense. Am I going to pressure this? I might. It's going to depend on what he does with his turn. Because we're going to have the Luffy down. I mean, we may as well just block here. Yeah, do I want to defend this? There's no point. And then this can swing leader, and I think we take once more, just to have a healthy hand size. Loki is, again, not what I'm looking for. We might be summoning this. If we summon a Robin, we can get rid of this Linlin, which is quite nice. The lack of blocker, though, is a little sus. We know he has 2k in hand. But getting rid of this Linlin does deny him the onboard effect, which is relevant. We're not going to be able to clear the Shiki. There's no way. So everywhere where we go Loki plus Saul. Sorry, Loki plus Robin. Robin reduce the Linlin, try and clear that, which we should get through. Can Loki get rid of the Don Marlon? And then maybe Luffy next turn? But by contrast, if we do that, do this, excuse me, we probably do the damage. We have an extra couple cards in hand. We don't clear the Don Marlon, but I'm not that worried about the Don Marlon. We don't have another Luffy, though. And we don't have a way to guaranteed get one. If I had double Robins available, I'd probably try and clear the Shiki. But it is what it is. Let's do this, and then I think I'm going to swing 5 into it. Okay, we got 2 2Ks and we got rid of the Big Mum. Now we'll Loki, get rid of this. And then pass. We get another 12 cost down, so even if he takes out the pirate docking, we've still got a 12 cost. And he's actually not at 10 yet, so he can't pop off with a Loki. He needs to have another Shiki here, realistically. Double Shiki is the scariest thing here. Do we have Robin in trash? We do have Robin in trash, so we can maybe try and pressure one of these Shikis next turn. Which will be quite important if he does get a second one. If he doesn't get a second one, we're in a much better spot. Okay, it's just a new gate. That is much better for us. He'll be able to clear some stuff here, though. 9 leader reduces Loki. This can swing incredibly large. This can swing 11. How many 2Ks do we have? We have a good few 2Ks. I don't know if it will want to swing 11. I'm going to block and 2K this. We'll give up the Rodo here. Yeah. See, I don't think he'll swing 11 into Loki, but if he does, we can just double 2s. That's okay. And it will cost him some cards. If you just go in life, then see if he uses new gate effect. Yeah, he does. Then that's fine. We'll take. Okay, we have double Robins now. We could go Robin on the Shiki. I think I'm going to start with a couple 5s at lead. Because he only has 6 cards in hand. If he doesn't counter these 5s, that's going to be pretty problematic for him potentially. We'll go with another 5. Okay, he does give us counter on those. How many is that gone? How many 2Ks? That's 5 2Ks gone. No big rocks. I think, because this can't defend Shiki. Going into Shiki's quite compelling here now. And we can play out the Luffy into the Robin. And start trying to pressure the Shiki. If we pressure the Shiki, if we leave one blocker up, we're fine. And honestly, we're probably fine without any blockers. So let's go with the Luffy. Draw an Usopp's nice. We'll play another Robin over the existing Robin. Reduce the Shiki to 6. Then I'm going to go 6 into it. Because he's not got many cards in hand. He's going to have to, he's going to have to start tossing Roxas here. Now I'm going to go 9, because this is 2 cards minimum. He can't save this. It's impossible for him to save this. The sooner he realises that, the better for him. Yep, indeed. Then we're going to go 7 at leader, which he can obviously Newgate, but he only has 3 cards in hand. He takes that. If we low-key, can we ever die? This is at 8. His split is 13-13. We can go to 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We can lose if this is a brick, so we should leave the Loki active. Just in case. You know. We do have to... That's just going to be an instant block. Okay, another Newgate. He doesn't have... If he had... He tossed maybe his only rocks there? I don't know. That's a weird one. 11 leader. I mean, we're just going for it, right? What's this last 4 for? Captain John, maybe? Maybe Captain John. There's no reason not to take this. We're going for lethal next turn. Kaido, sure. Same thing. We don't have any way to get rid of that. We do have unblockable, which, you know. I'll go 8 here with pirate docking, I think. Because then if he doesn't block, he just loses, I believe. In fact, there's no need to commit a Dom. Let's just go 8 with the Luffy. Well, I don't see a way for us to lose here. And he couldn't have done this play if he does have rocks in hand, but decided he wanted to play Newgate and a blocker. Then that would make some amount of sense as to why he did it that way. Yeah, we just had too many bodies. Too many bodies early game. He didn't get... Excuse me. Going second is huge. I will completely say that going second in this matchup is huge. The one strength you have with this build is the pirate docking on 5 is just an insanely good value thing. Especially if you're able to see 1000 Sunny on 1 or 3. Playing that into pirate docking makes up for the downside of having to go first with this deck. But yeah, I do think your Rocks matchup is very reasonable. They just don't have a lot of counter. Is the thing, right? They just have so many damn bricks. It's very difficult. And as long as you swing good numbers into them, you can make their life tough, right? Like last turn, swinging those 5s. It's like if he doesn't take those 5s, okay, we're going to start swinging 8s. And then you've got to give us 2 cards anyway. But if he counters those 5s, then we can pressure the Shiki because the Newgate can't defend the Shiki. The Shiki can defend itself, but only for 3k. So where we swung 9k into it, it's just a bad number for him, right? So I hope I explained my swings well enough. Question mark. We have 11 cards in hand. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, GG to our opponent. Let's move on. Going into Linlin. He's going second. Robin's actually pretty interesting in this matchup, I feel. For scamming him. If he has too many cards in hand. That's easier said than done, though. I think I like this. The Nami into like a Sanji on 3 or something. Into the Saul. Seems quite compelling. We'll go with the Nami, and I think I'm going to ditch the Zoro. Yeah. Okay. 2 Robins? I don't know. I don't know if this card's going to be good or not. We'll find out. He finds a pudding for next turn. Very nice. You're not very relevant. I'm happy to just... I think I'm happy to just swing. See what triggers come out. He's going to get them. Oh, he didn't get one there. That's nice. Is this ever worth playing? I don't think so. I think we'll just play a Sanji. Draw 2, trash 2. You're going to be good. You're... okay. You're okay. Next time we're going to Saul. I don't think we want this Frankie. And are we going to play 2 of these? I'm going to go with no. And I'm going to pass. And I am going to let him heal, I think, this first turn. Yeah, Trash his Mazer Saber. Yeah, I think I'm going to let him heal this first turn. Because if he hits my Saul, and there's a 20% chance, we're in trouble. Maybe we just lean into it, though. Destroys him. If he hits the Saul, we can still, like, Usopp Gerd, get the 12 cost online. It's not that bad. If we lose the Robin, that's a little bit of a shame. But... there's a Zeus. How do we do let him trash? Okay, hit the Gerd, that's fine. Just take this one. Playing Shiryu. That's curious. You might be better than Robin. I want to show off the Robin! But maybe this is just telling me that it's actually not that good. Taking this guarantees we have a 6-don play at least. So let's do that. Then we'll go 6 again. Surely he counters something. Yeah, it gives us the Zeus there. Now, 6-don, who knows? Could be Katakuri, could be Cracker. Got to imagine he's going to want to heal with something. Yep, can reduce that. We can't really interact with this, so we'll just let it go. Can't do much about that. 5, we'll trash one random card. He hit our Robin, bastard. I wanted to play that Robin. Ah well, we can play the Loki, remove the Pudding and Ustroisen for fun. Yes. We should swing first, though. Go 5. Okay, let's go 6. Should take this one. Wow, where are the triggers, bro? Where are his triggers? Goodbye, goodbye. Choose 2. We'll swing here for fun. He does have power down, so that could matter. And then I don't have anything to do with 1 Don. Probably should have swung 6-6 instead of 5-6. Wasn't really thinking about it, but that's okay. We'll just pass here. 3 Sweet Commanders can reduce these. Very nice. Okay. We can block this one. Then the Katakuri has to swing, and we can defend it for 1 2k. I only have 1 2k. Is this the turn where we let him heal? Because if he hits our Gerd, I'm very upset. If he hits my Luffy, I'm also upset. So I think I'm going to let him heal this turn. Then we block. If you want to swing this here, then you're going to lose your Katakuri. Yeah. Another Loki is something. I think we're just going with Luffy. What are we going to play off of the Luffy? Nice trash. Probably a Gerd. Can trash the... Zoro's not great. Brook, making him trash a card's not bad. Frankie doesn't do anything. Just start with that. Can't interact with this. I kind of don't want to give him too many triggers this turn. Because of the Big Mum coming down. But if he does tap them all, we can just then attack into it. So it's probably not too bad. I will lose the Saul if I tap it for sure. But again, I don't think I'm too worried about that. We're not tapping the Loki, so he's going to have very few triggers this turn. Play the Luffy. We draw a Nami. The Nami's actually quite good. We can play that. Probably. Try and draw something slightly better. There's no brilliant target here. I think just the Brook is probably the best one. Make him trash a card. Trash is a Daifuku. Then I think I'll trash the Sanji here with the Nami. We'll just not swing at all. Not swing with this. I think him having 2 bodies doesn't really make a difference. Wow. I mean... Yeah, we'll trash the Sanji here. Not really what I wanted, but it's okay. Have to make do. Trash his Mazer Saber. Oh, trash a random card. Okay, hitting the Usopp is a little unfortunate. This might swing. I'm just happy to take a life, to be honest. I'm happy to take one. There's the 10 man. Are you going to force us to take or heal? He's going to heal. Yep, and then the Creek Commanders do not swing. Not surprised. Right, now this turn I think we're playing a Loki. As much as the Luffy is good, we'll think about it. We'll think about it, because the Luffy is good. We could get a Gerd blocker off of that to trash one of these Lokis and just get us another blocker and a 2k back in hand. We do have Gerd in here. Yeah, there she is. She's very washed out. Let's start by attacking with this. Gives us a 1k. Get another card. Okay. We've got Brook here. Go Loki Brook. Loki Brook Usopp. Set up for going for game next turn. Loki Brook Usopp. And we don't need that many characters though, do we? We'll be playing the Usopp over the Brook, which is weird. If we go with the Luffy... If we go with Luffy, get back Gerd, we deal another damage, push him down to 3. He'll trigger another body out. We have 3 blockers. Thinking maybe about going Nami Brook Loki. I'm swinging one more time. Didn't get a trigger. We've been very, very lucky with the triggers in this game, I must say. So we'll go Nami, toss a Loki, draw 2. Nice, we got some counters. Then we'll go Brook over the Brook, make him trash a card. And then we'll go Loki over the Nami. KO nothing, but we just get another blocker down. We've got 2 huge blockers. We've got a Luffy. We've got a little weenie standing up. We'll trash one random card. Hitting the 2k is a little annoying, I must say. He has 3 more swings. There is no way for him to kill us. So we'll go no blocker and just take this one. That's not what I wanted. Hitting the 1-2k there was pretty unlucky. That was pretty unlucky. We kind of have to let this go. Yep. I don't really have a choice on that one. I have to let it go. Okay, he's got another big mum. That's pretty good. Okay, so he needs to deal 5 damage. We have 5 swingers. He only has 3 in hand. We actually have 6 swingers with this Luffy. So we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 8. Is there another option? Let's start with 5. Because if he does trigger more bodies... Yeah, okay, he does counter that one. Just has slightly too many lives, man. It's really awkward. It is very awkward. Do we have Robin in trash? We have Brook in trash. We don't have Robin in trash. We could Robin and try and clear one of these Linlins. But the amount of swingers we have to do it is not great. It's only... Yeah. Maybe I should have blocked with one of the Lokis there on the 12 swing. And give the 2 1Ks. But then we lose the Brook and we could have lost a Loki as well if he had like another Sweet Commanders. I don't think there's a good answer there. Matchup's just awkward to... It's always awkward to play into Linlin. Let's throw another 5. Okay. It's 5 swings. Can easily have 6. Oh, man. This deck's so awkward to play into. Hmm. How many 2Ks you gone through? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 2Ks. That's quite a lot. Okay, we kind of just have to go for it. The swings are not great. It's 8 double 9s. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. But I don't have a choice now because he got that trigger there. That's an annoying trigger. Can get a 2K there from that, surely. It's only a 1K. I mean, there's a chance. It's unlikely, but there's a chance. We'll play the... Do we have the Brook in there? Yeah, we'll play the Brook over the Brook. There's never a world where we live against 6 swings, even if I get a Gird back. So we'll just play the Brook, make him trash 1. He had a brick anyway, so... Just go through 2, 2, 1. Oh, wow, we got there. Fucking close. You just never know with this deck, man. You just never know. The Brook didn't matter. Yeah, GG's, man. GG's. He got a little unlucky with triggers early on, I think. But yeah, I got a little unlucky him sniping the 1 2K in my hand on that one turn. I do think it was correct to let him snipe. Rather than let him heal. Because if we let him heal there, he goes to 6 and we're never killing him. But we did lose our Luffy as a result. I don't know, man. If I block and give 2 1Ks and leave 0 counter in hand, and then he plays Sweet Commanders and clears both my Loki and my Luffy, am I in a better spot? I don't think I am. I think letting the Luffy go down was correct. Maybe could have blocked the 5 from leader with a Loki, but again, if he plays the Sweet Commanders, we lose 2 fellas, so I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced it would have been a better play. I think we made the best of what we could. Got a little lucky on triggers early, but it's Linlin. Going into Mihawk. We have a decent 3-5. Usopp Soul. I don't have anything for after that. I would like to see Loki plus removal, but we do have 2 searches. Let's try it out. I don't think this is too bad. I do really like that we've got a 2 cost and then we've got a Soul immediately. Kinemon. Loki is probably my favourite card in this matchup. Yeah, Luna doesn't do anything. Plays Otama. Actually finds a card, which is pretty good fortune. Nami's nice. I'll play the I'll swing 5 first. In case there's any crazy triggers. Nope. And then we'll play the Usopp, and then depending on what this finds, we'll toss something with the Nami. Nothing great there, actually. I'll probably just toss whatever I grab with this, because the second Soul could be okay. If we are going to play second Soul, I'm over tossing the Gird here. I'm grabbing a Sanji. Could toss the event. The event's good later, though. But, like, much later. I think I'm going to take the Sanji, and then we'll Nami. I might need this on 7 if we don't find anything else. I'm going to toss the Gird. Okay, well, we got another event, so kind of punished, sort of. It's whatever. Fordon here. Mihawk doesn't really do anything too crazy, usually. Just a bunch more drawing cards. So we'll probably see the Samurai come down. Yep. We'll definitely see a big swing. Coffin Boat. If he's playing the Zoro 2k, he can kill our Usopp. But if they're playing Otama, they're usually not playing Zoro. Because it's not Wano. Yep, just a 7. We'll take this. Indeed. Another Gerd. Not really what I'm looking for. Luffy's nice for 2 turns time. Do want to look at clearing these for sure. At least one of them. We'll go forward on Saul first of all. Yeah, nothing. It's great. Can just take another Luffy. I was hoping to try and use the removal stuff, but it's just not... We're not seeing it, right? I don't like Rodo. I'll take a Luffy here. Go 2 into 2. There's no way you save it. Yep. And then we'll go 5 leader. If I tap this, it dies. It actually doesn't. We could event it. If he'll play a Mihawk to thingy. I think I'm just going to leave it up, actually. I think I'm just going to leave the Usopp active. Because then he probably can't attack it. And he'll have to just attack our life. And we'll get another card. Yeah, this was always going to happen. Can rest the boat and then swing like 8 at lead. It's fine. We'll just take. Okay, no, Samurais. Samurai's the Mihawks. If we get a Robin, we're laughing. I don't have one currently. But this is incredibly punished by Robin. This greed. Yeah, sure. Chopper, don't care. Loki, but we don't have any removal to combo with it. So it would be just removing Otama. Is that worth just to get the big fella down? It might be. It still might be. It's a shame we don't have the one cost event, the other one. Because I could reduce the Odin and the Otama and then we could kill both. But I guess we can kill Otama anyway. With Nami. Is there ever a world where I'm trying to find Robin? If this Soul finds a Robin, it's really, really good. Getting this down on curve feels so strong though. I don't know, man. I don't know. If we do go Soul, we'd be going Soul plus Usopp, probably. If we whiff the Robin. Soul plus Usopp is fine. It develops 2 more bodies. Going wide into Mihawk is always good. We're going to lose this Usopp 100%. I think just get the big guy down. If I had the Robin, I'd be more confident. If I had a Nat 1 cost Nami, I'd 100% play it. I think here I'm just going to go 5-5 and play the Loki. We'll leave Wandon up to counter any big swings that come at lead. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know, man. I don't know whether this is better than playing to try and find the Robin. But, I mean, at this point, we have to play Loki. We've committed. Yep, gives us 2k. We'll deploy this. Choose 0, unfortunately, and then pass. 8 Don, Mihawk. Again, he's just doing the same thing as he did last term with the Mihawks. That's his ideal. We don't have a Robin, which is the best card in this matchup. There's another Mihawk. Does he have a good target? Another Odin's perfect. You can stun the Loki. Smoker's not as good as that, but it's still fine. Just going to Usopp? Yeah, sure. We'll just block with Loki here. I don't think he's doing a swing bigger than 7. Well, there goes a Mihawk. Oh, he had excess. But I don't think he would have taken one if he had excess. I'm going to assume he's going to do something and just block this one. So we can save this. If he doesn't... Okay, he did have excess. I guess he just drew it off the Mihawk, which is whatever. Smoker activates 1. Leader... Oh, no, he's got Samurai. Okay. Man, if we had found some fucking Robins, we could punish this guy so much. He's being so greedy resting all these Mihawks for the draw 1 trash one. I don't have the Robin to punish. I don't have it. We can block 2k and event to save this. Is that worth? I think actually probably is. So we'll go block this. He doesn't play many blockers, and then we'll event out of the other 7. Well, we're finding a Loki, and we still don't have any damn reduction, but it's not as important this turn. We're going to go with our Luffy. We don't have amazing targets in here again. We can get a Gerd, though. She's a nice blocker. I'll probably toss the Saul, and just grab back a 2k here. So yeah, that's fine. Let's start with some 5s. Chip, chip, chip away at Mihawk's hand is always very, very nice. We'll kill Perona. 5 again. Now he's down to 5 cards. I'm quite tempted to start swinging into board, actually, here. Because a Mihawk with not many cards in hand is not that threatening. Okay, gives us a 2k here. We'll go Luffy. Draw Nami. I don't think we're going to be playing her. Frankie doesn't do anything. None of these really do anything. We'll just get the Gerd. Place this. We'll toss the Saul. And just grab back a 2k here. We'll grab back the Chopper. You never know. Then we're going to go 9 into a Mihawk. Okay, he has Dracoliacos, that's a little unfortunate. I'm going to go 8 into a Mihawk and be greedy. They're usually on like 8 2Ks. And he's given us 3 already. Lord Beppo, that's fine, but we're going to play board again. Who did he freeze? Why did he freeze the Gerd? That's an interesting choice. Luna doesn't do anything. Why would you freeze the Gerd? I guess it stops me just blocking the banish swing if he wants to go really hard on the banish. That is his plan. Okay. So he's going to be throwing a lot of damage out, actually. We kind of can't do anything about that. We have to 2k, 1k this one. We might have to take one more swing. But we'll 2k, 1k that for sure. Yeah, we'll 2k, 1k again. That'll go through. Okay. Shanks is something you can play next turn. We can do this plus Loki for removal. But I think the counter is probably more relevant. If he does Shanks, I think we're just in a very, very bad spot. Because no matter how many blockers we have, he does not care. He does not care. Maybe I should have kept the Sanji instead of the Usopp, because then we could have played that. I think we're playing the Luffy here. Yeah. It makes it awkward for our leader and Usopp, though, to swing. So we still don't have a damn Robin. Finding 0 Robins. This guy's been so fortunate on that front. That's for sure. Is there ever a world where we can get lethal this turn? No. What did he trash with the Mihawk effect? He trashed a Kinemon, okay. Okay, his hand is either really good bricks or counter. I don't think we can afford to play this. Because I think I need to attack with these two. We develop a... If we can clear everything and develop another block, if he doesn't have Shanks, we're in a good spot. It's just a big ask, right? It's just a big ask. Yeah, I don't think we can go with it. I think our swings are much, much better if we don't. Just try and go another turn. We'll do 9 to 7. 6 to Odin. Swing 7 at leader. I think we can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what this draws us. There's the Robin. Can only take a 1k here. We'll take a Robin, I guess. And then, yeah, we can have DMG. If he DMGs just 2 Dons, that's fine. You DMG the blockers first. So let's swing 7 to try and put ourselves in a position to win next turn. If he doesn't have Shanks. But if he does have Shanks, I think we're just cooked. He got the double Mihawk, and we didn't have Robins to combat it in the early game. Okay, he has it. GG's. Well played. I think that is a guaranteed math loss. But what can you do? It's just 10, 11, 12. Yep, sure. Yeah, man. Killer 3. 4k. 1k. 3k. 1k. That's it. GG's. Yeah, you got perfect curve, but this deck does. This deck just does. If we were able to find more of our removal stuff, that would have been really nice. If we were able to find a Robin earlier on, that would have been good. I don't think there was anything really I could have done at the end there. Maybe I could have countered a little bit earlier on, but I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't have saved the Usopp, because I gave up a 2k in an event to save the Usopp. If I'd let that go, I'd have had an extra event and a 2k, which we wouldn't have actually died there to that, but it would have been a completely different game, right? It's a completely different game. I thought I was going to be able to be a bit more aggressive. I was really hoping to see some of those Robins to be able to power down the Mihawks that he kept resting, which, I don't know, maybe it is correct for him to just rest the Mihawks, but it feels like if I find the Robins and you then lose the Mihawk, it's not worth it, but I don't know, maybe I'm wrong on that. I've not played this matchup really at all before. But yeah, this Shanks is an incredible top end to Mihawk, for Mihawk. And, yeah. Yeah, we definitely, if we'd have countered that though, he has a couple 2Ks, he has a 3K. I don't think we'd have killed him anyway, but we might have done. It's probably possible that we'd have got him on the clapback. If he didn't, because these are all bricks. This is a cancer trigger though, so maybe not. Regardless, we still lost to the Shanks, but it is what it is. Overall, I think my favourite list was the docking list, to be honest. Now, I don't think this list is perfect. I'd actually quite like a second copy of this event, and I think there's also room to experiment with the King Kong Gatling event, the one that pops 2 6s. And, of course, the number of these little 2 costs, you can chop and change that for sure. The Frankie is something you could include. He's nice in mirror, but the 1000 Sunny also denies your opponent's Frankies in mirror because Frankie doesn't hit base cost. And this buffs the cost of all your little 2-cost Brooks and things above the Frankie threshold. And this also buffs above like random green thresholds, random green things that rest 2 costs. Then can't if you have 1000 Sunny, which is quite clutch. Also, pirate docking just feels really, really good. Even playing this late game, like if you haven't drawn a Luffy or Luffy's too expensive, you need to leave too many Dons open for something. This just developing a blocker and another 2 cost, which can either go neutral in hand with an Usopp, you can power down your opponent's stuff with Robin. It just feels very, very nice. So I think this is my favourite of the builds. The Robin build, in some of the games I didn't record, the Robin was cool, but it never felt like too much of a game changer. I think if this was elbaf, it'd be more interesting because you could then search it more reliably. But not having guaranteed access to this when you want it is something. And also just playing Loki just kind of feels better a lot of the time. The removal's cool, but just being a 6/11 blocker, I don't know, man. 6/11 blocker in this deck feels really, really strong. I think maybe if you were in, I don't know, maybe in ST14, this might be better. I don't know. Loki might still just be better. This is a really strong card. Really, really strong card. And the fact that this turns on all your little guys' effects means if you whiff Saul, like the Robin's kind of bad when you whiff Saul. Whereas Loki, then you still have your 2 costs online. So I don't know. Let me know which build you've been enjoying. Have you been enjoying a different build? I imagine some people will play like more of a docking build, but without the docking. I guess that would be more like the Robin build, actually. You take out these Robins and then put in 4 more cards. Maybe some more counter events. Maybe that Raging Tiger event, like I mentioned. Probably 4th copy of Brook. Maybe an extra 2k or 2. Some things to consider. I think there are going to be a bunch of different ways to build this deck. And I think it's going to be very, very difficult to find the most optimal. But I hope these games at least were interesting to you. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.